So for scale 9, my northeastern city was Singapore and my southwestern city was Rio. And so I did Singapore first, and what I did was I went online and Googled the number of daylight hours on the first of every month for Singapore, and then I put them into an Excel spreadsheet and graphed it and made a curve kind of like that. And so I recorded the lowest number and the highest number, 723 and 732, and then I found the middle of 727.5, and since that's the middle of the curve, that became my vertical shift. Then I found the distance between 732 and 727.5, and I got 4.5. That became my amplitude, because the amplitude of the sine graph is 1, or for the parent function. And then for 3 pi over 2, I chose 3 pi over 2 because the sine graph looks like this, and this is where 3 pi over 2 is, which happens to be where this graph starts. It starts at the bottom, right here, and then goes up and down. So this area is 3 pi over 2, because this is 1 pi, this is 2 pi. So I did that. And then this is pi over 6, because the period of the parent function for the sine graph is 2 pi, and there's 12 months in a year. So the period that I'm looking for in this graph is 12 months. So each month would correspond to pi over 6 for the sine graph. So that's why it was this. And then for Rio, I did the same thing, but I got a different vertical shift because they were different values. Pi over 6 stayed the same though, because I wanted 12 months either way. And pi over 2 is different because for this one, it started up here, which corresponds to up here on the sine graph, which is pi over 2. Then 83.5 was the distance between the middle and the top, and 728.5 was the middle. And then in the end, I said the similarities were the middle number of hours, also known as the vertical shift, were pretty similar, not the same, but they were around the same. And then the difference was the amplitude, because Rio has a really drastic change while Singapore doesn't.